Which would put us right about noon, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll try to make it all the way through the first one. May decide we even need a break in the middle of that.
Okay.
But. Okay, anything else to address?
Yes, just briefly, now that the defense attorneys are back in. Since we got out early yesterday, I actually met with Donald Hartung Jr. He's flown into town for purposes of the trial, and he informed this state that this defendant wrote him a letter. And to the best of his recollection, he told the state the contents of the letter, and I relayed that information to the defense just in accordance with my ongoing discovery, obligation with defendant's statements. Mr. Hartung Jr. did not actually bring the letter with him, so I can't provide it to them. But from what he told me, I relayed that information to the defense, so I just want that to be on the record. And then I've also made some redactions to these interviews. There was some information where this defendant told Matt Infinger about some of the details of Richard's job, and because the court has ruled that it's not relevant, we redacted that this morning. I let the defense know about that. And then there's also an area where Mr. Hartung talks about, I think his mom shot a burglar or an intruder or something some many years ago, and I took that out because the state doesn't intend on introducing that in its case. So that's all the issues that the state has.
And I've spoken, and Ms. Wilson has spoken with the state, and we are going to review the redacted portions of the video, and if we feel that they should be played, then we'll play them in our case in chief, Your Honor.
Very good. Anything else, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, Hartung Jr. also told the state that he had watched some portions of court TV. So I let the defense know, and of course we've now instructed him to stop watching it, just because he's a witness in the case, obviously. Okay.
And before the video, do you want me to read the special instruction about edited recordings?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And also inquire of the jury again if they saw anything on the news, please.
Do you
I
have
don't know, recall, Judge, you may have done it, but there's an instruction to the jurors about taking notes, and don't let your note-taking distract you. I couldn't remember if you had read that or not.
I read that at the beginning.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right, let's bring the jury in, please. All right, jury's back. Please be seated. Hi, good morning and welcome back. If I could ask again, if anyone came into contact with any information about the case since you left yesterday evening, if you did, please raise your hand. I see no hands. All right, Ms. Jensen, you may proceed.
State calls Matt Infinger.
Just walk to the deputy up front.
Good morning. Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give to be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Will you state your full name, please?
Matt Infinger,
And where are you employed?
the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
What are your duties with FDLE?
I'm in the organized crime squad, and I also investigate officer-involved shootings.
How long have you been with FDLE?
A little over 4 years.
Where were you before FDLE?
The Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
And what did you do for the sheriff's office?
I was a robbery homicide investigator.
How long have you been in law enforcement total?
It's my 14th year.
So let me take you back to July of 2015. Were you assigned to investigate a triple homicide on Deerfield Drive?
Yes.
And how did you get that particular assignment? How does that work?
I was up next, and I was also on call that week.
What do you mean up next?
We have a rotation. There was 6 homicide investigators at the time I was there, and it was a rotation, and I was also on call for homicides that week.
Okay. Did you actually go to the scene on July 31st, 2015?
Yes.
While you were out there, did you walk around the outside of the house?
I did.
And did you see any signs of forced entry?
No.
There was a shed in the backyard. Was that shed searched?
It was by me.
Okay. And what did you see inside, if anything?
There was a lot of lawn equipment, tools, yard tools, some lumber, stuff like that.
What was on the back side of the property?
There was a fence that encompassed the whole backyard, and there was woods behind the house.
What kind of fence?
Chain link.
And did anyone walk back in that wooded area?
Yes.
Who?
Sergeant Barnes, investigator Jimmy Tatum, and Heath Jackson.
Anything back there significant?
No, they said they didn't find anything.
Now, at some point, when you first got to the scene on the 31st, did you go inside the house?
I did briefly,
Okay. And what was your point of going in there briefly?
just to kind of get a feel for what the situation was there and to see where the bodies were located in the house.
And after you did kind of a brief, I guess, overview, did you come back at a later time and look around more in depth?
I did.
Was that still on the 31st?
Yes, it was after I interviewed Donald Hartung.
Okay. Now, when you went through the Deerfield Drive home, did you see any drawers, cabinets, cupboards, anything that looked like it had been rummaged through?
No, it didn't look like there had been a robbery or a burglary or anything like that inside the home.
Now, while you were on Deerfield Drive on July 31st, did you make contact with Donald Hartung?
Yes.
Where was he when you first contacted him?
He was seated in a Escambia County patrol vehicle in the air condition.
And did you make contact with him
I did.
while he was in the back of the car?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
When you first made contact with Mr. Hartung, what was your initial conversation with him?
I just asked him if he was aware of what was going on. He said, yeah, they told me they were deceased, and that was about it.
Okay. Did he ask who, what, where, why?
No, I told him I didn't know who was deceased in there, and I asked him if he would come down and talk to me, and he would.
Okay. And what was his demeanor when you first contacted him?
Just nonchalant, just didn't seem too worried about what was going on.
Did Mr. Hartung agree to speak with you?
He did.
And did you talk to him at the scene there, or where did you go?
No, we went to the sheriff's office, to the interview room there.
Okay, now there was some conversation or some testimony earlier that there was a dog that had been given to him from inside the home.
Yes, Voncile Smith's dog, he took the dog to his house
Okay.
in his vehicle, and then a deputy followed him there, picked him up, and brought him to the sheriff's office.
Okay. And then after you talked to him, was he taken back to his home?
Yes, he was.
Excuse me. Now, was your interview with Mr. Hartung on July 31st, 2015 recorded?
Yes,
Audio and visual?
yes,
And before you asked him any questions, did you read him his Miranda rights?
I did.
How?
Off a form that we have, it's a rights waiver form.
And did Mr. Hartung indicate he understood his rights?
He did, and he also signed the form.
And is all of that on video?
Yes,
Have you reviewed that interview before your testimony today?
I have.
No objection, Your Honor.
Judge, this time the state would move 363 into evidence, which is Mr. Hartung's interview, July 31st, 2015.
So admitted.
And may I publish?
Yes, first, member of the jury, the video is going to be about an hour and a half. We'll try to get through the whole thing, but if anyone needs a break during the video, just raise your hand, get our attention. And let me give you this instruction before you watch it. You're about to view a video audio recording. The court instructs you that the recording has been edited to eliminate irrelevant portions that would not add to your understanding of the case. The fact that the recording has been edited should not concern you in any way and must not impact the way you consider this evidence.
Judge, and may Mr. Infinger just kind of wheel his chair down, maybe by the court reporter, so he's not turned back for an hour and a half?
Yes, are you going to be,
Not questioned during the interview.
okay, you can sit wherever you want to. Okay. But yes, you can slide down, whatever.
Yeah. Just have a seat right there, man. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Let's start by getting your name and information. What's your first name?
Donald.
What's your middle name, Donald?
Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E. Hartung, H-A-R-T-U-N-G.
H-A-R-T-U-N-G.
T-U-N-G. Senior.
And then, what is your brother's name?
The younger brother is John.
How old is he?
I'd say John is about 48, 47, 48. I think he's 48.
What's John's middle name?
William
What's his last name?
Smith.
And what's your, I guess, would be older brother?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Richard Thomas Smith.
And what's your mother's name?
Her name is Voncile.
Spell that.
V-O-N-C-I-L-E. Voncile.
What's her middle name?
She don't have a middle name, it's just Voncile Smith, but her maiden name was Hammock, H-A-M-M-A-C. So anytime she's got three names, that's
H-A-M-M-O-C.
A-C. Voncile Hammock
How old is your mom?
78.
And Richard, how old was he?
I believe he's 49. 49 or 50. I think 49.
And what's your address, Donald?
6730 Klondike Road. That's a code for
And what's your date of birth?
on January the 11th, 1957.
And what's a good phone number on the chat?
602-7919. That's my cell phone. That's the only phone I have.
602-7919?
Yes.
All right. You work anywhere?
Yeah, I work at Sacred Heart. I've been there. Well, almost 10 years.
What do you do there?
I'm a security officer.
You work for a certain security company?
I work for G4S.
And you've been there 10 years?
Yes, about 10 years.
I guess you know why you're down here to talk about your mom and your brothers, okay? As I told you out there on the scene, they are deceased, okay? But before we talk about all that, I want to read you your rights, because I don't know what's going on yet, and I just want you to have these in mind while we talk, okay?
All right.
And be aware of them, okay? Today's date is the 31st. We're at 1700 West Leonard Street. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present while being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer will be appointed for you without cost before questioning. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. This paragraph below says, I have read the statement of my rights shown above, and I understand what my rights are. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure of any kind has been used against me. If you would like to read these again, and then I need you to I need you to print your name here and then sign there. So I get a picture of everything that's going on. I noticed that your last name's different than theirs. What's that all about? Are these your stepbrother?
They're my stepbrothers.
Okay. So you have a different dad, correct?
Right.
Who's your dad?
Donald Hartung.
Where does he live?
I have no idea.
Okay. Did you have a stepfather, I guess?
Yeah, I did.
Mr. Smith?
Richard Smith.
How did he pretty much raise you your whole life?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
How old were you when he came into your life?
7.
Wow. Young. Okay. What's your relationship with John and Richard? You have good relationships with them, or?
Yeah, we have a great relationship.
I mean, do y'all do stuff together? Y'all get along?
Well, we don't really do a whole lot together. We all work all the time.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Where does Richard work?
Richard, my stepdad,
No, Richard Thomas
Stepdad,
Smith, your brother.
Steve.
Your brother.
he works out at the base.
What does he do out there?
He works for our Homeland Security.
Okay, do you know what he does, or?
I don't really know. He don't ever talk about what he does.
Oh, okay. he a very secretive person, or just, he doesn't talk about work?
He never talks about work.
But he'll talk to you about anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. What about John? What's John like? What does he do?
Well, John, he works for Walmart,
Okay.
and he's been out there since the store opened on Mobile Highway.
The regular Walmart
The
there?
regular Walmart. He's been out there since they started that. And that's, you know,
So he's been there a long time.
yeah, he's a code 10, whatever. What he does is he carries stuff, you know, he's like a helper.
I got you.
Brings buddies in, stuff like that.
Does John have any problems or anything? Somebody said he might have a mental problem or something, or does he have any issues?
Not that I know of. I mean, when he was a child, I think they said hyperactive or something. They put him on Ritalin.
Okay, so he's not mentally handicapped or anything like that?
Well, I don't think so. I don't see him that way.
Okay. He's a normal functioning adult?
He's a normal functioning adult.
He drives himself to and from work?
Oh, no. No, he can't drive.
Why not?
Mama won't let him drive.
Why?
She's afraid he might have an accident.
Why is that?
Well, he's a normal functioning adult, but I guess he's a little slow.
So he does have a mental, like he's been a little mentally handicapped
A
maybe?
little. Yeah.
Okay. Did he go to school, finish high school, or?
Yes, he did finish high school.
Okay. Does he have any, is he bipolar or anything like that, or anything like that?
I wouldn't know about that. If he is, I don't know it.
Okay. When was the last time you saw your family?
Tuesday, I went over. I always go over on Tuesday, take my dog and let her run. I went over there I went a little earlier than usual. Sometimes I don't go over to about 3. But I went over a little bit earlier, and I got there probably about 1 or 1:30. And I stayed pretty much out in the yard playing with the dogs, go in and talk to Mom, watch television together. She loves QVC. She watches it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she puts it on the news, you know, and I fix dinner for them every Tuesday. And I made dinner. And
What'd you make?
Fried chicken. John always picks out what we eat when I get there. So we had fried chicken, green beans, corn, and biscuits, and French fries.
Okay. Is there any leftovers or anything?
Well, yeah, I always put our teas in the stove. I always put this in the stove. This is always in the stove when he gets home from work, because sometimes he don't get in until 8, 9 o'clock.
And RT is Richard?
That's Richard Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that works out at the base. He works long hours out there.
Gotcha. Now, was he there when you were there Tuesday?
No, I never saw RT. I always leave before he, well, not always, but most of the time I leave before he gets home.
Okay. What's the condition of the house inside?
Well, it used to be a lot better than it is now, because Mom ain't able to take care of it, but it's pretty nice in there. She keeps it pretty neat.
It's not like, doesn't look like a hoarder lives in there or anything?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, now it might look like a hoarder lives in there, because Mama, she's like constantly getting stuff from QVC, so she's got clothes hanging. You know, she had like clothes hanging in between the where the TV is and where the table is, and the kitchen, and they're in the doorways.
So there's a lot of stuff in the house.
There's a lot of stuff in the house. Mom gets QVC, she orders something just about every day.
Okay. Where does she get all the money to do that?
Well, I don't know where she gets all the money to do that. I reckon it's from my dad's retirement.
Okay. What did he do?
And he was in the Navy for 20 years.
Okay.
And he retired from the Navy, and then he worked for the Civil Service for 22 years. Then he retired from the Civil Service. And then he worked out on the base at NAS, at the fuel farm.
Mm-hmm.
And he stayed out there about 16 years until he had Parkinson's.
Oh, okay.
And he got to where he couldn't drive anymore, so they, you know, sheriff's deputies followed him home one day. They thought he was drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was getting bad.
Hmm.
So they, RT and Mama got together, John and me, and we decided, you know, it was time for Daddy to retire.
Okay.
But as far as I know, that's just my dad's retirement. That's all I know.
I got you. What time after you cook dinner, did you clean up, or what do you usually do?
Yeah,
Put
I
up the
always-
dishes or whatever.
I always help John do the dishes. We put them we put the pots in the sink, and we put the plates in the dishwasher, and then I always help him do the wash their clothes.
Did y'all wash clothes that night?
Yeah, and then we put them away.
Whose clothes did y'all wash? Your mom's? And
Everybody,
his? Okay.
yeah,
Did you
everybody.
bring your clothes over there and wash them?
No, I wash my clothes mine.
Oh, okay. All right. So y'all did clothes laundry and put up the laundry?
We did laundry, put away the laundry, and we ate.
About what time did y'all eat?
Probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock, probably about 4, somewhere right in there.
So y'all ate an early dinner?
Oh, yeah, we always did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And y'all had fried chicken, green beans, corn, biscuits, and french fries.
That's right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, well, I do all the cooking when I
You
go
gonna
over.
cook?
Well, when it comes to cooking stuff like that, I am.
I
I
got
know how to do that.
you.
I've got my mom's recipe. She wrote every one of them out for me. I've got them handwritten at the house, so that's where I learned to cook from my mom.
I got you. What time did you leave, you think?
Well, I usually stay and watch the news for long and leave after that.
When you watch the 5 o'clock news?
Yeah.
5:30 news? 6
Right.
o'clock? Which one?
Well, normally we watch the national news
At 5:30?
at 5:30, and then I leave right after that. And that's about what time I left, I say between 5:30 and 6, right in there.
Where'd you go after that?
Home.
Okay. What'd you do Wednesday?
Wednesday? Oh, nothing. I don't ever do nothing. I sit right there at the house. I'm with my dog. I got up and went to work.
What time do you work?
I work 3 to 11.
Oh, you work the evening shift?
Yes.
And do you work evenings Wednesday?
Yes, I do.
Did you talk to anybody in your family Wednesday?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Well, I don't usually talk to them.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't. I might call Mom every once in a while.
Let me ask you this, in a week's time, how often do you talk to your mom or your brother?
Usually, I might talk to her maybe on the phone once a week, and then I'm over there. They know I'm coming every Tuesday.
So are you off every Tuesday?
I'm off Mondays and Tuesdays.
Mondays and Tuesdays. And the rest of the time you work 3 to 11. Have you tried to get a hold of your brother or anybody since Tuesday? Have you called anybody?
No, I haven't called anybody. I mean, I haven't tried to call my brother. The only phone calls I made, I think I called the bank.
Okay, you haven't tried to call your mom either?
No, well, yeah, I did. He asked me to call her today when he got over there, so I called her when he came over, but that,
Who?
the sheriff's deputy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, he asked me to call when he came over to see if I could get him to pick up the phone when he came over and woke me up.
okay.
And I called and nobody answered, so.
You think that was weird?
Yeah, because Mama always answers the phone. Mama's always there. She's always home.
So she get around?
Oh, yeah, but you have to be careful. She falls. She'll fall on you if you're not careful.
Okay. Does she have a little walker or anything?
No, she don't have that. But she'll, every once in a while, she'll lose her balance and fall.
Do you know what time Richard got home that night?
I don't know what time they're in.
Which car does Richard drive?
Mama's is the RAV4, and RT is The, Highlander,
A white one?
yeah.
Do you own any guns?
Well, I have. I've owned quite a few guns, but I don't have any right now.
You know,
Yes.
when was the last time you owned a gun?
Maybe about 2 years ago.
What was it?
It was a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber.
Like a semi-automatic pistol?
Yeah.
What'd you do with it?
I pawned it, sold it.
Oh, you
Yeah, that's what I've done with all my guns. I also had a 44 Magnum. I had a Henry rifle.
did? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty valuable, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was pretty valuable, but I didn't like it.
Why?
I just couldn't shoot it good.
Really?
Yeah.
They say those Henrys are pretty accurate.
Yeah, well, it might be,
I've never shot one.
but well, I'm getting older, so I'm not anywhere near the shot I used to be.
I got you. Does Donald or RT, does Richard, RT or John, do they own guns?
Not that I know of. But they've never owned a gun that I know of. Now, Dad had some guns,
Are they still there in the house?
as far as I know. It should be.
What kind of guns did he have?
He had some guns that his dad gave him when he died, and I'm not sure what they were. The only thing I know for sure that he had was a 22 rifle and a 40 caliber pistol and a 22 pistol. And the 22 pistol it made it through the trailer fire. So they've had that ever since. We had a lightning struck trailer and burned it down back when I was about 12. We lost everything we had.
Gotcha.
And so he had that pistol. And then his dad, I think, gave him a 22 and he had a 40 caliber. If he had anything else, I don't know.
I gotcha. Did they tell you how your folks, your family over there was killed?
Killed. They said they were deceased and they never told me how they were killed.
They're dead. It looks like they were killed.
Killed.
Mm-hmm.
How were they killed?
It looked like they were shot.
Shot.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Well, it looked like they were shot. It's hard to tell because there was a lot of clothes on top of them.
Clothes on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Was it robbed?
I don't think so.
It just looks like somebody just came in and shot him.
Yeah, looks like somebody knew him, whoever did it.
I don't know anybody that they know. Could have been anybody.
Were they having problems with anybody? Was John having problems with anybody or our team?
Not recently. Not that I know of.
Are you having problems with them at all?
No. I haven't had any problems with them. We're not having any problems.
So something didn't happen when you were over there Tuesday night and you killed them?
No. Nothing happened.
You sure?
Yeah.
So if something happened, now's the time to tell me.
I would not tell my mother and my brother. I mean, why would I do something like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I understand that, I know that's true. But I wouldn't do something like that. I'd never harm my family.
Let me ask you this, do you have a key to the house?
I sure don't.
Why not?
Well, I don't know, they just never give me one. I don't reckon they figured there was any need to.
When was the last time, so the last time you were at that house was Tuesday?
Tuesday, always on Tuesday. That's when I always go over there, every Tuesday.
Why would somebody go in there and kill your mom and your two brothers? put clothes over them like that?
I don't know.
And they've been in there a while.
Put clothes over them?
Yeah, like pile stuff over top of them.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
So, to me, it seems like somebody that would do something like that would have known or either been family, because they didn't want to see them after they were dead, and put stuff all over them. Does that make sense to you?
That makes sense to me, but as far as I know, I'm the only family they got. I mean, other than distant relatives who live over in Mobile.
Y'all don't have any other family who lives here?
No. No, that's all I got, my family, my mom and my brothers.
Hmm. Why would somebody want to kill them?
How would I know? I don't know why anybody would want to kill them.
Hmm. How messed up is John, really? I mean, do you think he's bipolar or anything?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I don't even know what bipolar is.
Somebody who, bipolar is kind of like where somebody can be acting normal, happy one minute, and then they're mad and acting crazy the next minute.
When I back away, he used to be like that when he was young, but now that he's older, he's not like that anymore.
Does he go to a doctor or anything?
Yeah. I know who the family doctor is.
Who is that?
Dr. Donald Clayton.
Where's his one?
You know where the old Circuit City was?
Mm-hmm.
That little place across
Across the street.
Yeah, he's down in there somewhere. I went over there one time, a long time ago, to take somebody over there. I don't remember exactly where it was. I think when you first go in, it's on the right, down, you go like straight in, it's like the last office on the right. That's been so long ago.
How does it make you feel to hear that your family was killed?
It's pretty bad.
And you don't seem
Well,
that upset.
I've got to control myself here, so I've got to take care of this. So, that's what I'm doing. I'll get it later. I don't want, I'm just trying not to even look at it right now.
Why?
Because I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got my family. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I was very close to my mother. You know, my father left her when I was a baby. She raised me. And I was very, very close to my mother.
Right.
And I just can't imagine not being able to see her.
Not anymore. I mean, she's gone. And you didn't have anything to do with that?
No, sir, I would never harm anybody in my family. I love my mother and I love my brothers. I love my dad just like if he was my own father. I mean, my real father. He was my own father. I would never harm my family. Never. Never harm my mother. Or my brothers.
You get jealous because they're all living there with your mom and maybe feeling left out since you live over there by yourself?
Been over there for 15 years. I love my house. I love my place.
Is that your house you own?
No, I don't. I rent it, but I've been renting it for 15 years.
I got you.
It's low rent. I mean, you know, it's not real expensive. And I take good care of it, keep it painted and everything. Do the, I'm on the inside, I do all the inside stuff. And, no, I wasn't jealous about that at all. I don't care nothing. I don't want nothing to do with that house. I don't want nothing to do with that house at all.
Why?
Because my mom's died in there.
Okay. You need some more water?
Yeah.
We just,
I'll
get you that.
I got it, look.
I'll be right back.
You know.
Oh, here, let me just. Where did, what about your family a little bit? Where'd y'all grow up? When you were young?
My dad was in the Navy. So we lived all over the place.
Where'd you live when you were 7? Bruton, Alabama?
That's when my mom remarried, January 2nd, 1965.
And then where'd y'all go from Bruton?
Yeah. My dad was in Vietnam. Right after they got married, we went to Orange Park, Florida.
Okay.
I think he was at headquarters.
Where's that? Where's Orange Park?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then he.
How long were you there?
I think it was 2 years, sea duty. 2 years, I think, and then we had a trailer. We had a mobile home.
Over there near Jacksonville?
Yeah. And then he came back from Vietnam, and we left Jacksonville, and we moved to Mobile.
Alabama.
I think it was Mobile next. And I remember we lived off of the day Garden Road in Mobile, in the trailer park there. And then, I don't know how long we were there.
What did he do in the Navy?
He was an aircraft mechanic, AMH-1.
What did you and RT and John, y'all play any sports together growing up, or what did y'all do when you were kids?
There was a big difference between us.
What were the differences between y'all?
He was 9 years younger than me.
Who was?
RT.
RT's 9 years younger than you are?
Yeah,
He's 49, so you're 58?
right. I think he's 49, he might be 50.
Okay. And what was that?
What we did was, we played a lot of chess. He loved to play chess.
Really? Who was better, you or him?
Well, I was better.
Really?
Yeah. I taught him how to play. And then he went on and he almost won the state championship. He went to, when we lived up in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He almost won the state championship. He came in like, I think, second or third.
How old was he then?
Junior high age.
So like 13, 14?
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he was about that age, yeah.
Why didn't you try and win it? If you were better?
Well, I mean, I was better teaching him how to play. Once he learned how to play, he was better. Yeah, he was way better than me. I mean, I couldn't beat RT no more.
Really?
He was a great chess player.
What else did he like to do?
Sports playing?
Or just hobbies in general? What did he like to do in life?
I don't really know of anything that he particularly did, you know?
Well, I mean, when y'all were growing up.
Oh.
Kids, what did y'all do?
Well, that was a long time ago. We used to play soldiers, you know, play like we were in the army and stuff like that, you know. We used to have little plastic men, set them up, throw marbles at them, you know.
Right.
Pretend like it was armies battling, see if we could knock over all the other guys first,
I got you.
you know, and then,
Where did John fit in all this? Did he participate with y'all, or?
No, not too much, not John. John, he was in special ed, he was, I think Mom said, that, the only thing I know from Mom told me, she said he was hyperactive and he was taking Ritalin. I remember that. I don't know if I don't think he still takes Ritalin. If he does, I don't know it, so. But it was a struggle to get him up, get him through school.
Really?
Yeah. It was. My mother was very proud of that, the fact that John made it through high school.
What do you do after high school?
Well, he went to work. And, well, I don't really know too much about what he did after high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
He graduated the same high school in NRT at Deep Creek,
Where's that?
Chesapeake, Virginia.
How old were y'all when you moved to Pensacola?
They moved down here before I did. I got married. I got my married girl up there. And I lived up there for about 32 years. They moved back down here. I don't know exactly when it was, but I would say it was probably about 25 years ago, somewhere in there.
We moved to Pensacola.
Right, and then I moved back down here in December of '99.
So you've been here 15, 16 years?
Yes, sir. And
No.
that same house right there.
What did you do up in Virginia? What was your job?
I worked for the city of Virginia Beach.
Doing what?
I was printing.
What does a printer do?
What I did was I run high-speed electronic printing equipment like Xerox machines, like DocuTags and 9900s. And we put together everything that the city needed in the way of paper.
So were you kind of like in an IT department where you?
It's similar to it, but it was really a print shop because we also had roller pressers in there. We had the mail rooms in the back of it.
Right.
We had roller pressers and we had roller presses in there too. And then there was an electronic section in it, so it was a print shop.
I got you. You said you were married. How long were you married?
I was married for 18 years.
Really? What happened with that?
Just fell apart.
Where is she now?
Well, I don't know. I would imagine she's probably in Chesapeake, Virginia. That's where her family is.
Not having kids?
We have one son.
Where's your son?
My son's in Virginia Beach.
What does he do?
Last time I talked to him, he works for Geico.
Insurance?
Yeah.
Are you close with your son?
No, we're not. I only talk to him every once in a while. And in fact, I haven't talked to him in it's probably been 2 or 3 years.
Why? I mean, if you don't mind me asking why that.
Well, he just after me and his mother broke up, he went in the army. You know, and then I guess I think he kind of took his mother's side in the divorce thing. So
Really?
that's what I think. I'm not sure, but.
John,
But anyway, he was in the army, and then when I moved back down here, you know, I haven't seen him. He was in Fallujah. Spent 18 months in Fallujah.
how old is your son?
Don was born 79.
So he's 36.
Yeah, well, that's 35, 36. He was born in April, so 36.
Why'd y'all end up getting divorced? Was it a nasty breakup, or y'all just kind of decided to get divorced, or what?
We just kind of decided to get divorced. There wasn't anything really nasty about it at all.
So why do you think he would just take his mom's side? He felt like you abandoned him, or?
Well, yeah, because I moved out. I moved out to Virginia Beach. You know,
Now,
it's
do you
just,
still have contact with your son while he's growing up? How old was he when y'all divorced?
he was 17, 18.
So he's almost grown.
Yeah. He was 17, I believe.
Did you still have contact with him?
Oh, yeah. You know, I had contact with him up until I left Virginia.
And then what happened when you left Virginia?
Well, You know, I tried to get him to come down and visit him, couldn't get him to come down. I talked to him every once in a while on the phone, you know, and, you know, he would call me up every once in a while, and we would chit chat. I asked him how's everything going, how his mother is, how his grandparents are, what they like in Virginia, and just general stuff like that.
Yeah.
We just weren't close. Not close enough, I don't guess, but I mean, shoot, I raised the boy. I mean, I coached him all the way through school. I was his coach all the way through. 4 years of football, 9 years of baseball.
Really?
And so,
How does that make you feel now that you're older and, you know, your dad, I guess, left when you were 7 and you were raised by,
my dad left me when I was 3 weeks old.
really?
Yeah, I was abandoned when I was 3 weeks old. My mother raised me.
So your mother's pretty much the only family you, I mean,
She's all I got.
she was the one that was always there for you.
That's right. She's always there for me. She was always there. There ain't nothing in this world I could ask my mother for that she wouldn't give me.
Really?
That's right. Nothing.
She'd give you anything you wanted.
Anything. My mom loved me, I loved her. And we were together all that time, ever she was in Vietnam. We lived up there in Booth. Prior to that, she worked down here in Pensacola. When I was a baby, I stayed with my grandparents, and Mom worked down here at 10th Strand. And when she met and married Richard, he went to sea. That first trip to Vietnam, we stayed there in Booth. Well, that brought back to me. I almost forgot about that.
What was that?
Well, she shot a guy. He had a shoot down one time. She was trying to break into the house.
She killed him?
No. Never did find out who it was. We thought we knew who it might have been. But she didn't kill him.
Who did she think it might have been?
Well, the guy showed up with his arm in a sling. She shot 22 and there was blood everywhere. She fired 22. And the guy showed up with his arm in a sling. And it was Charles Beasley.
Who was Charles Beasley?
It was a guy that lived across the street from us up there. He used to like to come over and play checkers with my mother. I was good friends with the Beasley boys and children. They were my friends. That was back, you know, before our King John was even born. And so that was
How old was this guy?
about the same age as my mother.
And how old your mom?
78. She's 78. She did turn 78.
When?
Mama's birthday is June 20th.
So she just had a birthday about a month ago, a little over a month.
She sure did.
What'd y'all do for her birthday?
Oh, we just got together, had a cake, give her a little trinket, you know, that's all we ever give Mama, just trinkets, you know.
When did your dad pass away?
Let's see, Daddy died about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I can't remember exactly when it was.
Were you upset then when he passed away?
But yeah, it was my stepfather, but we were close. I mean, we were fishing, we did all kinds of stuff together. And he died in January. You talking to somebody right now?
Can you draw me a diagram of that house? Because I haven't been in.
Should be able to draw like a square or something.
Yeah, just say this is the house. This is the, say this right here is the front door. This over here is the carport. there's like a little door here too, right? Isn't there a door here at the carport?
Yeah.
Alright. You take it from there and kind of draw out where the back door is and then kind of the rooms in the house.
Awning back here. Something like this.
Okay.
And the doors on this side. You go in, and there's a display washing machine, dryer, is. Bedroom here.
Whose bedroom is that?
That was my dad's bedroom.
And you can get to it from the outside of the house, that door goes right into that bedroom?
Yeah, no, well, there's a utility room here too with a doorway right here. Okay, so you go in this door here, you get into this bedroom, and you go out that door, it goes out to the carport.
Okay.
I'm talking about on the side there, the little awning thing.
Yeah. Where the cars are parked?
You know, where the cars are parked.
Okay.
Okay. So now we got, and this is the kitchen. Again. Well, actually, there's the front door there, they put the front door over this way a little bit, because it comes into a hallway, and there's a dining room and a living room. And then there's,
So at the front door, there's like a hallway that goes to the,
yeah, there's a hallway, but right over here, there's a living room, and then a dining room. And the dining room is small, I need a very good drawing. RT's room. And then across the hall from RT's room is John's room. And then this would have been Mama's room. Okay, and then there's like a bathroom over here. And that's about it.
okay.
Could council approach for 1 second? If we could
You
pause.
have like 2 places where you can watch TV in the house?
Yeah, well,
Again,